Hello, everybody. This is David Sudar with The Path of Sincerity, and today I wanted to give a little introduction to this website and more generally to my work in the world. To do that, I thought I would share a story about a transformative experience I had that related to my longtime pattern of apathy, depression, and how I learned what it means to be a sincere person. So, to set the backdrop for this story, from 2012 to 2016, I went on an open ended spiritual journey that involved a lot of travel, studying yoga, studying Buddhism, living in different communities, and climaxed with a roughly 2 year period where I ordained as a Buddhist monk in Myanmar and really did nothing but intensive meditation. And for the course of this whole journey, I didn't really go in or have any big goal or agenda. I really just wanted to figure out what it means to live fully, how to feel good about my life. And I figured that that sort of journey and adventure would be the thing that would show me. And so the way I ended up conducting this journey was to have a lot of intensity and a sense of nothing holding me back and just going for it. And so I carried that the whole way through. And then, about a year and a half into my time in Myanmar, where I was still conducting myself with this real strong willpower and force, I went for an interview with my meditation teacher. And I was talking about my meditation practice and how great my awareness was and just some of the ways I was really just going for it. And he looked at me and he didn't comment at all on my meditation practice. And he just said, "You know, you're too serious." And in that moment, the light flashed. And as I really reflected on that a bit, I saw that a lot of this intensity and this way that I was really trying to live fully had a lot to do with overpowering this long time pattern I had of apathy. Like I did not like that part of myself. And so implicitly the idea I had of how to learn how to live fully was to just get rid of everything about myself I didn't like. And this one of apathy, depression, deflation was really one of the big sticking points for me. And so that required a lot of willpower to come over the top of that. And so when he said this, commenting on how serious and just tight and tense I was, I just really let go. And after that, for the next few weeks, was really one of the most apathetic periods of my entire life, where even though I was still a monk and still doing intensive meditation, I really started to take it easy. And I started sleeping in, eating more, reading, meditating in cozy chairs, lying down, and was in general kind of had a attitude about myself. Um, but what happened was after a few weeks of that, slowly I started to notice this more natural and organic sense of just interest and joy and enthusiasm coming back to me. And at that time, I started again a more sincere meditation practice, but it didn't have that same tightness and that same intensity. And so I carried on with that for another few months, and things were going pretty well. And the apathy, would come and go, but it no longer seemed to have this big control over me. I learned to face it, allow it to be there, and it ceased to be a problem. And so in that realization, it struck me that I learned how to love myself. And the whole point of that whole journey I'd been on to live fully, it was really just coming to this place where I radically was okay with who I was in the world. And so upon realizing that, I decided to disrobe And I went back home to America. And since then, again, it's not like I really managed to get rid of the apathy or this deflation or this way that I become complacent. However, by really inviting that in and befriending that, it stopped to be a force that runs my life. I don't really get caught in it anymore. And so seeing that, there's been much more of a capacity to live fully, to branch out, to be more connected to others, to be more engaged in work and in taking walks down the street. And so this for me is really where this idea of sincerity really comes together, where I see sincerity as this way that we're really just at home with ourselves, just truly at peace with who we are and the whole range of our experience. But at the same time, that's not a resignation. We're okay with ourselves, and yet we branch out. We apply ourselves. We're excited to be alive. And so that for me is a lot of what sincerity is about. And the vehicle I took to get there was meditation and was looking inward and was developing this inner awareness. And so a lot of my work is about using that same platform of inner awareness, but directing that in a way where we both become deeply at home in ourselves and we know how to branch out into the world with a real sense of gladness, of love. And if this sounds appealing or interesting to you, I encourage you to reach out, to read the website, and more than anything, just to bring your beautiful self into the world, to be you, to live. Thank you.